I think if I was a councillor, I would be super excited about this place because it's a real legacy.
My name's Nora Frost. I'm 74. I've a husband called Bob, 3 stepsons and 2 daughters. I've got 5 grandchildren, 3 boys and 2 girls, and they're the best thing I ever did.
My name's Jodie, and I live in St Mary's in Lloyd Street, and I've lived there since 1998. I have 2 children, 15 and 19, and one of them is out in the world and working, and the other one is in Year 10, and live at home with my husband as well.
I've been living in Thurles Street, St Mary's for exactly 30 years, 1993. It's a long time. Strangely, I really didn't know the neighbours very well until we started our venture, which was to try and get a community spirit going, and now I know more people there than I've ever known before.
I met Nora, it's probably at least 10 years ago now. We met each other because we were both activists to promote solar energy, and we hosted a barbecue.
Solar Citizens Barbecue, and we had to invite an MP, and so I wrote him a handwritten letter. So I'd always advise you to write a handwritten letter to see if he would come to our barbecue, and he did. Which was great, and we were able to have a chat to him about that as well. And we've been friends ever since, and we wouldn't have met if it wasn't for that campaign. My friend Jodie and I decided that we'd try and make it a bit more neighbourly in our suburb, because we both didn't really know our neighbours, and we'd lived there for, quite a lot of, probably 50 years all told together. We made a newsletter, and I went and knocked on doors to see if people were interested in joining something. And in fact, every single door I knocked, people were really receptive. There was only one person who didn't want the newsletter. The rest of the people were so enthusiastic about the whole idea that we thought we'll actually start having these meetings. And so in 2019, we started that. Before we did any door knocking, I looked at the Sea Scout Hall, and I arranged a meeting with the man in charge of the Sea Scouts, because it looked quite a good spot, quite local, but it didn't have air conditioning, and we weren't sure how we would pay the fee if we had to pay to rent a room. So that just got put on the back burner. But then fast forward to 2021, and my daughter sees the Sea Scout Hall is up at auction, and I had a light bulb moment when I had a crazy idea.
End of 2021, I got a phone call from Nora because she'd discovered that the Sea Scout Hall in Pasadena was up for sale, and we thought, why not? We'll ask the council if they'll buy it, because we had established a neighbourhood coffee group that met once a month. And it was meeting in private homes, mostly at Nora and Bob's place. And we couldn't expand our membership because the size of people's homes limited that.
And it seemed such a crazy idea that we thought, we might as well try it. What can you do? All you can do is lose, and it doesn't work. But if you don't, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So basically, we went to one of the mayor's Meet the Mayor afternoons.
The mayor was very supportive and talked us through the processes of how we might approach the rest of the council about getting that done.
And she told us our councillor had been looking for a venue because our suburb didn't have anywhere like that.
She got onto the phone to our local ward councillor as well, who within a few hours had a proposal to put to the next council chamber. And we made a deputation at council and asked them, and the rest is history.
I'm here at the old Sea Scouts Hall in Pasadena with Jodie and Nora. Can you tell me what this purchase means?
Oh, we are very, very excited about it. We formed a local group a couple of years ago called Neighbours in St Mary's, and we've got at least 20 members on our list. and we've outgrown private homes. So we were looking for a space that we could meet. But bigger than that, we were looking for community gardens, repair cafes, a community shed, you know, yoga, whatever people want to do in this space. And so we just thought we'd approach council with that, and many chats with Yvonne Todd about the need for a community centre in our area as well. So it means a lot to us.
It's made my head explode, to be honest.
That's
my
wonderful.
wildest dream, because we just needed somewhere where we could get together and be neighbourly, because we felt the neighbourhood lacked that friendliness. We've made a group of 20 out of thin air, and then this came for sale, and it will be an ideal meeting place, so we're just thrilled to bits.
Oh, I'm so happy too.
Thank you very much, Mitcham Council.
My name is Sue. I actually live in a very convenient place to this facility. I live just across the road, so I just wander backwards and forwards at will and have a look and see what's happening. I love it. We've lived across the road since about 2005. I'm 71. I'm married. My husband's name is Bob. We've been married at the end of this year. It will be 50 years, so we have a big golden wedding anniversary coming up, and we're hoping to be able to use this facility. I haven't been heavily involved in all of this being set up, but I do love coming over and looking after the plants and doing watering and stuff during the summer, and I've found that it's opened up the availability of people stopping to chat.
Absolutely wonderful. I've joined in things. I'm doing gentle yoga, and then I come to the choir every week as well. And I've just, I think, got my friend hopefully involved on the piano there. I've been to anything that was at all interesting to me, like the composting, the multicultural lunch and music was wonderful. Barbecue they had at the beginning. You know, it's just been so good. It's been amazing.
I've been running my Street Library Book Club here since the beginning of the year, which is lovely and attracts a few different people from around the place. We also run our Pasadena and St Mary's Action Group meetings out of here, which is the next incarnation, I suppose, of what Neighbours in St Mary's was. So we've been able to move from having a coffee catch-up, which is much needed, but we've also been able to move into the action phase of trying to get things done around here. Sometimes you can feel really disconnected from council, whereas this place brings staff and elected members and residents all together, and we've had really fulfilling, exciting conversations here together. Through the Pasadena and St Mary's Action Group, we've been able to have picnics. We were in the Blackwood Christmas pageant, and we spent several weeks leading up to that making our props for the Christmas pageant, so we've had this space to be really creative in as well. It's a space that we can come to as a platform to start things.
There's been quite an increase in the young couples with their little children around, and they love to stop and see what's happening. And they stop, I might be only watering my own little garden across the road, and they'll stop and chat to me and ask what's happening. I've taken great delight in being able to give them flyers to what's going on at the community centre, and everybody seems to be quite interested in what's happening, which is good. So I think as a neighbour, building the neighbourhood and people getting to know each other, it's just been a great thing.
I think it can only go from strength to strength, because if you open it, hours where people who perhaps are at work can come, you're going to get more people immediately. And I think the whole the suburb will become a more friendly place. People are local, so you see them at the shops, and it's just lovely to see faces you recognise.
I've really noticed since this community centre has opened how almost impossible it is to be out on a walk and not come across someone that you know. I really love the community centre. I love the sense of community that's here, but the way it feels like you're walking into someone's home. I think that's the most important part of this space.
The people that I've spoken to, everybody seems to think it's great, and I'm just really happy to see it developing, and most of the people really close are just interested to see what the developments are going to be and how they're going to do improvements and stuff.
I just think that this community centre offers everyone in the area so many opportunities to get to know one another, to learn things, to grow up together. You know, we've got little kids that are coming in here for messy play.
And our music actually enticed them in. They liked it. And so when they came in, they were given instruments, you know, percussion instruments that they could play about with, and one of them was dancing. And so it was just so nice to see these little people enjoying it.
You know, we're building memories for those kids. They're going to stay in this area for as long as mum and dad stay in this area, but they might move out and they might come back. It's just the longevity of the place and how much we can build and grow. I really love the idea of growing up together here. I think that would be super cool.
It's been really good. I've got to know a lot more people, definitely a lot more people, and I would never have met any of these people without this hall. I most definitely support the community centre, and I would love to see it open more hours with more activities happening. Would love to see that too.
I'm just proud that we took the plunge and went and did it, because we could have just thought, too hard, they won't do it. But if you think positively, it's amazing what you can get away with.
What you put out is what you get back. And this community centre puts out love and light and brightness and happiness into the community, and that's what comes back in every time.